Oldie Log Sports Info here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all, hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified of this real, because y'all know Oldie Log keeps it real. Yeah, you guys, so Floyd Mayweather checks Tank Davis and Earl Spence Jr., right, about that promoter talk, right? Because they always go around saying that oh yeah, like I'm my own promoter. But right, I want you guys just to go back to the video. We about to listen to the video of Floyd Mayweather when he said that it wasn't true. Right, when he said it wasn't true about the Crawford situation. And he also checked Spence them, right? But people wasn't paying attention, right? He checked Spence a couple of ways. Right? Because he said like sometimes these fighters they retweet stuff, just to stir up a ruckus or something like that. Right? Then he said this. Just listen. And this is for educational purposes only. For educational purposes only. Just listen to what he said.
My own boss. And I talk about a lot of these guys. A lot of these fighters out here talking about, yeah, I got my own promotion, my own promotion company. How? You can't even advance a fighter $1 million. You can't advance a fighter $2 million. When you can advance a fighter $3 million and $4 million, then you could become a promoter. Until then, let us promote you.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? See, now Floyd Mayweather, he letting us know. See, I guess Floyd, he tired of playing the background, right? I guess he tired of playing the background, but did you hear what Floyd just said out of his mouth? Okay, now we about to take it back to the 2:45 mark. Hey, now listen to what Floyd say. This is for educational purposes only. And this is for the Earl sexuals who say, oh, yeah, now he his own promoter, right? When Earl Spence Jr. say, I'm my own promoter. When Tank Davis say, oh, I'm my own promoter, right? When all these fighters be saying that they are their own promoters, if you're not advancing another fighter $1 million, $2 million, then you are not your own promoter, right? This is for educational purposes only. Listen to Floyd. Listen. He checked Earl Spence Jr. several times. In a nice way, though, but he checked him. Listen.
I want to be my own boss. And I talk about a lot of these guys. A lot of these fighters out here talking about, yeah, I got my own promotion, my own promotion company. How? You can't even advance a fighter $1 million. You can't advance a fighter $2 million. When you can advance a fighter $3 million and $4 million, then you could become a promoter. Until then, let us promote you.
Floyd is cold. Floyd is a cold man. He just checking these guys. Y'all work for me, right? That's basically what he telling Earl Spence Jr. You work for me, and you not your own promoter. I'm your promoter. Me and Al Heyman promote you, bruh. You wouldn't even have all this shine if I didn't go around saying that you got the best of me in sparring. You wouldn't even have none of this. Right? Because back then you was quiet. You would have none of this shine if it wasn't for Floyd Mayweather. So Floyd Mayweather, he probably took, Earl Spence Jr. coming out saying, oh, like he don't sign my checks, I don't know if I work for Floyd. You know what I'm saying? talking smack. And you know Floyd ego. We all know Floyd Mayweather ego. We all know he's a very prideful guy, right? He's borderline narcissistic, right? But Floyd Mayweather, he checked the man twice. He said, no, that's not true. In this same video. In this same video, he said, no, it's not true what he talking about. You know, yeah, like he retweeted what Mike Coppinger said, but Mike Coppinger don't know what the hell he talking about. That's what Floyd Mayweather basically said. He said, yeah, like y'all be paying these, damn, excuse me, y'all, I got this airplane going overhead. Let me close this damn window, hold on. Yeah, you guys, but that was basically it. Checked Earl, man, Earl Spence Jr., I know he's feeling some type of way off of this. I know he is, because he probably like, damn, like Floyd Mayweather coming out now and he checking me. Right? Because you getting too big for your britches, brother. You thinking that you some superstar, right? And your fans are going ballistic. They even going at Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd Mayweather made you. You wouldn't have been nothing without a sparring session, bro. That's what everybody talks about. Oh, man, he gave Floyd Mayweather a black eye in sparring. That's what put you on the map. And then he sicked you on, right? And then he sicked you. He said, go and get him on Keith Thurman. He sicked you on Keith Thurman, bro. Now that you didn't, you know, that you got your chain on and you know you got your farm and you think that you're some. No, Floyd Mayweather has to come back and humble you. Right? You and Tank to a degree. If you not advancing a fighter $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, then you're not a promoter. So why don't you just sit back and let us promote you? Who been running around saying that they are their own promoters? All these PBC fighters. Terrence Crawford ain't never said it. Terrence Crawford ain't never said I'm my own promoter. The only guys that say that is the guys that's on Floyd Mayweather's side of the street. So Floyd Mayweather is letting y'all know these guys are not their own promoters because they not advancing fighters nothing. They just talking. Salute, T-Pitts. But happy Father's Day if you're a father, brother. Damn, OD, you straight on the top on your game, fam. I didn't even pay attention to the first time. Also, yeah, bro. Like I just looked at it again, you know, like last night, and I said, damn, Floyd Mayweather was checking him about the promoter stuff too. Right? In a nice way. He doing it in a nice way. But he checking Earl Spence Jr. like, hey, bro, check this out. Stop retweeting what Mike Coppinger, you know, tweet out. Right? Because Mike Coppinger is with ESPN, bro. He's not over here. So he don't know what he talking about. So stop retweeting what he, you know, stop retweeting what he put out. That's basically what Floyd said to him. Right? Then he just checked him about the promoter. You're not your own promoter. If you're not giving out no advances, bro, I mean, please just sit down and let us promote you. That goes for Tank too, right? Come on, bro. All those guys on the PBC, Floyd Mayweather came out, and I guess he just tired of just playing the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, or did Al Heyman put him up to it? Al Heyman probably said, hey, man, like, it's time for you to, you know, to humble these guys. Right? Because they getting, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they getting too big for their britches. They think they something that they not. right? Then in the same video, Floyd Mayweather said, hey, most of these fighters, they know Money Mayweather. They don't know Pretty Boy Floyd. I put in work. That's what Floyd said in this video. I put in work, man, like to get to where I'm at. Man, but now these fighters nowadays, they just want money, 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 and don't want to put in the work. Who do you think he talking about? Yep, Floyd put him in the game by promoting his sparring with him. He didn't have to do that, but he did put him in place because he made his exactly like Spence wouldn't be nothing without that sparring session. Nothing. That's what made his career. That's what got everybody to talking, even myself, because I was a Spence fan at that time. Even myself. Like, oh shit, he can hang with Floyd. Okay, yeah, man, he gonna be pretty good. You feel what I'm saying? And then he started chasing Keith Thurman, but we not really paying attention that it's all part of the act. It's all part of the, the PBC game. The chess moves that Al Heyman be moving. That he do. Right on the chessboard. Al Heyman got his chess pieces and he move them basically the same way. Right? He had Keith Thurman chasing Floyd. He had Spence chasing Keith Thurman. Come on. That's how he ran the thing over there. And they all got popular. You really got to think. If you think about that, they all was popular, right? They all wasn't no pay-per-view stars like Floyd Mayweather, but they all had a fan base. Thurman, Spence, they all built up a nice fan base, especially Spence right now. Right? So, yeah, you guys, let's listen to it one more time, man. Look, because this dude, Floyd Mayweather, is crazy. I said Floyd is checking Earl in a nice way. Earl and Tank and all those guys. He checking all the guys on the PBC. Let's just put it like that. Right? Oh, damn. Plane going over the head. Now it's fucking tripping. It's lagging. Here we go. Let's give it a second. Let's try to wait till this plane go by. It's a damn shame, you guys. It sucks to stay.
I want to be my own boss. And I talk about a lot of these guys. A lot of these fighters out here talking about, yeah, I got my own promotion, my own promotion company. How? You can't even advance a fighter $1 million. You can't advance a fighter $2 million. When you can advance a fighter $3 million and $4 million, then you could become a promoter. Until then, let us promote you.
Come on, Floyd. Floyd a cold dude, man. Floyd a cold dude. That's what Spence talking that man down bullshit promotional that he claimed. Exactly. Oh, yeah, man. But happy Father's Day, brother. Yeah, man. I'm over here with my two. So, yeah, man. We about to hit the streets in a minute, though. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to do this video, because I just looked at this video last night. I'm like, who is Floyd talking about when he talking about these promotional stuff? And I'm like, oh, Earl Spence Jr. and them, they be talking about that they own promoters, right? So he just coming out and he checking all of that. Mike Coppinger don't know what he talking about, right? He doesn't know what he talking about. So stop retweeting what Mike Coppinger talking about, Earl Spence Jr. That's basically what he said. Stop retweeting what he said because he don't know what he talking about. He don't work with the PBC. He work with ESPN. So stop retweeting that. And also, on top of that, you're not your own promoter, buddy. Right? Because until you can advance $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, you're not your own promoter. Just sit on down. That's basically, Floyd. Damn, Floyd is cold for that one, man. Floyd is cold for that one. Like just a smooth check. Real smooth. Right? Didn't have to cuss, didn't have to, get all belligerent. Just a real smooth check. Like Spence needs to be checked because he been lying for years about his own promotional company and the fight with Bud. Oh yeah, man. But T Pitts, like that his fan base ain't gonna hold him accountable. So man, I mean, so he can get away with anything, but his fan base is not gonna hold him accountable. But this is for all the Earl sexuals, right, who see this video and all that. Just make it make sense. Who was Floyd Mayweather talking about? Who was he talking about? Right? He's already talking about Crawford and Spence in this video, right? He already saying that what Earl Spence Jr. said was not true, right? What Mike Coppinger said and Earl Spence Jr. retweeted was not true. He already checked that. Now, who is he talking about when he talking about, oh yeah, like y'all fighters think y'all doing this, doing that, but unless you got this amount of money, you're not doing nothing. Floyd Mayweather came out and checked that man. Smooth though. Very smooth. Very smooth. But he really checked the man. Man, and I know that Earl Spence Jr. is feeling some type of way. Right? Because he see Floyd Mayweather at the Hall of Fame taking pictures with Crawford, right? Trying to butter him up. Right? Crawford getting all the love from all the Hall of Famers. Spence is feeling some type of way. And I would too. It'd be like, damn, bro. But if you've been lying, right? If you've been lying, everything in the dark gonna eventually come to the light, Earl. Everything in the dark is gonna eventually come to the light. And if you've been lying, you're gonna get exposed sooner or later. And it seems like this man on the screen, Floyd Mayweather, he said, I'm tired of this guy talking like he's some big fish, right? No, I'm the big fish over here, right? That's how it seemed like that Floyd Mayweather came out and basically said, no, I'm the big fish over here, right? Because if it wasn't for me, these guys wouldn't be getting paid. None of the money they're getting paid, right? And if you think you are your own promoter, let me tell you something different. You are not. Why don't you just sit down and let us promote you? That's what Floyd said. Come on, man. But let's see how they gonna spin this one, right? Let's see how the Earl Sexuals is gonna spin this one. Man, because he got checked twice. Twice. Then he also brung up the clean boxing program. Why is he bringing up all this shit? Why did Floyd Mayweather bring up the clean boxing program VADA? Why did he bring up VADA? Like, yeah, like, like every fighter, like this fight game is dangerous. Like, fighters be dying and, but every fighter should be on the same playing field. You feel what I'm saying? Like we all should be subject to, to giving urine and blood. And why is he talking about all this? When they asked him about Earl Spence and Crawford, he talk about VADA. He talk about they're not their own promoters, right? He basically saying that Spence was lying, right? Stop retweeting what Mike Coppinger say because Mike Coppinger don't work with us. And he don't know what the hell is going on over here. So stop tweeting out what Mike Coppinger say. That's three things, though, that he brung up, right? But like I wanted to make the game, like I wanted to make a boxing a clean sport, and I did this, like, and it made me the bad guy and do. And I'm like, why is, Floyd like to talk, but it's like they ask you about Crawford and Spence, and then you go into the the drug testing, then you go into the, the tweet, right? Like ESPN pay these guys, right, man? And so that don't mean, like ESPN pay them guys, so that don't mean that they know what they talking about, right? So who retweeted what Mike Coppinger said? Earl Spence Jr. retweeted it. So he's talking to Earl, like, bruh, stop retweeting what Mike Coppinger said, because he don't know what he talking about. And then he said this: you're not your own promoter. If you can't give, let's go to the 245 mark. Listen, this is for educational purposes only. Shout out to Fight Hype. Go and subscribe to the channel.
I want to be my own boss. And I talk about a lot of these guys.
Oh, here we go. Airplane, you guys. Here we go.
A lot of these fighters out here talking about, yeah, I got my own promotion. My own promotion.
Damn airplane. We gonna play it again. But Floyd looked mad right there while it's buffering. Floyd looked like he was kind of hot or something, man. Like, I don't know what's going on with Floyd, man. Oh, come on, y'all. Oh, the plane and killed my whole service. Airplane and killed my whole service, y'all. Let me stop screen, go back. I'm gonna go back. Okay, now what you say? More real rap. Because Earl Spence don't know his place, and Floyd knows Spence didn't have the same consistent level of dedication Floyd did. Exactly. Good comment. Exactly, brother. Man, now you feel what I'm saying? That Floyd is looking at this guy like he feeling himself a little bit too much, right? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm the big fish. I'm this. Like Floyd Mayweather don't cut my checks. Floyd Mayweather don't do this, but Floyd Mayweather made you. Salute, Michael Buffer. Right? Floyd Mayweather made you. If it wasn't for Floyd, you wouldn't be cracking at all. Right? Because your whole claim to fame is that because your whole claim to fame is the sparring session. So what are you talking about? Like, you acting like that you did something, you fighting, right? Just listen.
I want to be my own boss. And I talk about.
Come on, fucking shit. Damn, we got a lot of planes running today on Father's Day. A lot of planes out here today. I guess because it's Sunday, you guys. I guess because it's Sunday, it's a lot of planes in the air or something. I don't know. But this is crazy. Yeah, man. I'm gonna wait till I get a free space for these planes go by. Yeah, man. But Mayweather is coming out checking this guy. Still salty because still said he could beat him. Oh no, Michael Buffer. It got no, like, Floyd Mayweather want to come out and he want to let people know that I'm behind this too, right? That's what it's really about, because we all know Floyd got a super ego, and he want people to know I got something to do with this fight too, right? I got something to do with this fight too. Man, I saw a picture of Spence with steroid titties, bro. It's on Instagram. Like, oh yeah, man. Like, I got that picture. Yeah, man, I got that picture, T-Pits. And, like, I was going to put it up, but I was like, man, like, like, it just make him look weird. I was like, man, I don't know what's going on, but something is wrong with that picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it, though. Like, I'll share it with you, probably, It's weird, though. It is weird. Let me see if I can find it right now. Hold on. See if I got it right here. Or did I delete it? Oh, man, I probably deleted it. Yeah, man, I probably deleted it. I probably deleted it, T-Piss, but I seen it though. I seen it on Instagram though. I got it somewhere though. It's somewhere on here. It's somewhere on my damn computer. It's somewhere on here though. It's in my file somewhere. It's in my file somewhere. Yeah, man. But Floyd Mayweather comes out and he just gonna continue to check this man. Like, hey, bro, I don't know what you think you doing. I don't know who you think you are. But you work for me, bruh. Right? You work for me. You don't know it, but you do. You don't know you work for me, but you work for me, man. And you need to humble yourself, right? You need to really humble yourself, Earl. Man, because you really talking like you really accomplished a lot and you haven't really accomplished nothing. That's basically what Floyd is coming out telling him. Like, bro, you acting like you accomplished a lot, but you ain't accomplished really nothing. You a one division, like, salute, baby Juju. You a one division 3 belt holder. You have never been lineal champion of no division ever. And you about to be 33 years old, bro. And you about to be 33. Now look at Terrence Bud Crawford on the other hand. He has been lineal twice. He has been lineal champion of a division, meaning he's the man of the division. Twice. And trying to do it a third time. Meanwhile, Earl Spence Jr. haven't did it once. Shakur Stevenson did it. We all know Devin did it. T.O. did it. Right? Lomachenko did it. All these fighters have really accomplished a lot. Have went through divisions. But when it comes down to Earl Spence Jr., he can just stay right there and campaign at 147, even though he came from 154. He went down and he get more praise than the guys that's going up. How is that possible? That's the type of stuff I be talking about. Like, how could you give a guy who went down in weight more praise than the guys who went up in weight? Okay, now does that make any sense to you guys? Any sense at all? It makes no sense at all. But this is, this is the Earl Sexual's logic. Going down, beating up on littler fighters is a big thing. You see, this is just something that the Texas boys, that they must love to do or something, right? Because you see Jamal Charlo, oh yeah, Crawford, I'll fight you. Yeah, man, like I'll drop down to 154. Huh? Man, but Jose Benavidez just pushed you. Right? Jared Swift Hurd slapped your brother. What are we talking about here? Boo Boo Andrade didn't pull it up on y'all a few times. Danny Jacobs checked Jamal. What are we talking about here? But this is all people that's around a division. And it's Laura been trying to fight Jamal Charlo for years. And he's still begging for Jamal Charlo fight. But Jamal don't want to fight him because he know what was happening in them sparring sessions when they was both with Ronnie Shields. And Laura was beating the hell out of Jamal. And Jamal don't even want to fight him. And he about to be 40. Right? If he not past 40, because we already know that the Cubans, they lie about their age when they come to America. So come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, and look, that's why Floyd was talking about Vada. I don't know why he brought up Vada T-Pitts, but it's weird. Why is he bringing up all this stuff and they just asked him about the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fight? Right? He bringing up drug testing. He bringing up you're not your own promoter. Bringing up lying reporter. He bringing up a lot of stuff. You got to just read between the lines, but he bringing up a lot of stuff. Earl knows that he doesn't have to acknowledge Floyd as his boss because he can use his fangirls as a buffer. Floyd knows the only thing that really holds up Earl is his fangirl marketing. Exactly. Exactly, bro. Let's see if it played down. I don't hear no planes. Let's see.
To be my own boss. And I talk about a lot of these guys.
Come on. Shit. We're gonna let that shit rock out, man. I don't know what the fuck. Shit strong too. Strong internet service. They got something crazy plane going over right now. Oh, I hate staying by the fucking. I got to move. And the only time it be playing really good, my internet is like at nighttime.
A lot of these fighters out here talking about, yeah, I got my own promotion, my own promotion company. How? You can't even advance a fighter $1 million. You can't advance a fighter $2 million. When you can advance a fighter $3 million and $4 million, then you could become a promoter. Until then, and you heard Floyd. Until then, he really wanted to say, sit your ass down, right? But he caught himself. Come on. You can't even promote. Bro, you can't promote yourself if you're not advancing fighters' money. You're not a promoter. You lying. Man, so Floyd, he said it out of his mouth, y'all. Don't get mad at me. Money said it out of his mouth. I'm just playing it back. Y'all can go back to the earlier part of the video where it was playing better with I guess it was less planes going over. Yeah, like Spence, he had a weak punch at 154. He couldn't, man, like Spence punch is weak at 147. He got to get a accumulation of punches. Don't y'all see that? He got to accumulate punches to get you out of there. Right? He just don't got just no knockout power like that. No, he got to accumulate punches. If you stand in front of him and you let him just beat on you, yes, he can probably break something. He can probably stop something. Yes, if you hit something 100 times, it probably break. Right? It probably break. Especially if that person just standing in front of you like a mummy. Come on. Man, did he mess up Danny Garcia? He gave Earl Spence Jr. more movement than Eudanis Ugas. Right? We all know what happened to Sean Porter. Sean Porter, the fight should have been a draw, in my opinion. Spence didn't clearly win that fight. He didn't. He didn't clearly win the fight. So Floyd Mayweather, he said it out of his mouth. He was talking about Vada in that video. He was talking about Mike Coppinger. He basically doesn't work for us. So stop retweeting what he say, Earl Spence Jr. Stop retweeting what Mike Coppinger say. Right? You see that Terrence Bud Crawford didn't even retweet none of that. Right? Because he knew it wasn't true. But Earl Spence Jr., he wanted to retweet it because he know that his fans are delusional.
And he know that his fans won't hold him accountable for lying because he's been doing it for years. For years, this man been lying to his fan base for years. Keep moving the goalposts. Keep moving the goalposts. And they will never hold him accountable because most of these guys are just, they just Texas Cowboy fans. They football fans. They just got into boxing and they really think they know what they're talking about. Right? Just got into boxing a few years ago and now they feel like that they could tell somebody at me who've been looking at boxing, right, for almost 2 decades loyally. They can tell me something. No, you can't tell me nothing about the ins and outs of boxing. Especially since this internet is going on, right? And I do research. I actually read. I don't regurgitate what people tell me. No, if I hear something, I got to get something, to back that up. That's why I tell y'all on my channel, go and do your own research. Don't believe me. Do your own research so you will know for yourself. So you will see it with your own 2 eyes. So nobody can never pull no wool over your damn head and tell you some bullshit. But these other channels, no, they ain't gonna promote that type of stuff. No, they want you to listen to them, right? And they want you to regurgitate what they say out of their mouth. You run with their talking points, not even knowing that they done gave you half the truth. So you running around on the internet don't know what the hell you talking about. I mean, for real though. I mean, but actually really think you know what you're talking about though. Deeply passionate about it. Oh man, it's like, bro, they lying to you. They lying. But yeah, you guys. So Floyd Mayweather, he comes out, he checked Earl Spence Jr. and a little bit of Tank too, right? Because Tank, he be saying that own promotional company too. Like, it got a lot of these fighters that say it. A lot of them. So Floyd Mayweather said, if you're not advancing the fighter $1, $2, $3, $4 million, you're not your own promoter. So basically, you need to sit down and let us promote you. Right? Yeah, you guys. But I'm gonna leave it right there, man. But Floyd gonna drop a dime on Earl like, oh boy, eating that on belly. If Earl keep playing, Floyd gonna be petty one day and expose it all. Al is loyal with Floyd. He made exactly, bro. That's what Earl really got to understand, bro. Like Floyd will come out and be like, bro, like you've been ducking this fight for years, homie, and I got the proof to back it up, man. Because Al asked you back, whoop, 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 did you want to fight? You said no. Al asked you, whoop, 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 did you want to fight? You said no, right? Al asked you here, Al asked you here, Al asked you here. You said no, 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 no. So you was ducking the fight. Come on, man. Look, and we all just was covering for you, right? Because you on our promotional side. Oh yeah, man. He just used Earl for gas money. Exactly. He just used Earl for gas money. Spence ain't the strongest people claim he is. He would have wind up in the throw these. Oh yeah, like Spence, he ain't no Spence, he can get leverage on his punches. Yes, he gets leverage on his punches. But he's not a vicious puncher like that. He got to accumulate punches. He got to accumulate them. Name the last person that Earl Spence Jr. knocked down to the ground. Right? I'm talking about flat on the ground. I'm not talking about that Sean Porter, right? Because Sean Porter was throwing a punch at the same time. That's why the impact was more, was more severe with Sean Porter. Because he was trying to throw a left hook at the same time that Earl Spence Jr. threw a left hook. So he ran into the shot. And he still just booping. He still just, right? His glove barely touched the mat. And he bounced back up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And commenced to jump back up in there and go all 12 rounds. It ain't like Earl Spence Jr. knocked him down and then he was just on the back foot running around. No. Sean Porter jumped right back up and got right back in there. Got right back in there and then hurt Earl Spence Jr. Y'all better go and look at the fight and then hurt Earl. Because if he loses, his fans are going to stop coming to his fights. Oh, yeah. Like, you know, like they just don't want to risk that market. You know, like that market is too big to lose. Right? Like that market too big to lose. Like, you know, like I've been talking about that for, you know, for like a year now. You know, that the market too big to lose. And it's like, man, do you want to risk it with a guy that's not, you know, that's not signed with you with, I mean, for long term? Right? Do you have the confidence in Earl Spence Jr. that he can really go and get that belt from Terrence Bud Crawford? But wait, hold on, you guys. Hold on. Yeah, you guys, I'm just going to end the stream right there. I got to go and do something. So salute to everybody that came through. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button before y'all get up out of here. I'll be back a little later on. I'm gone.